hurry up. We have a party waiting.
I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music in me.
And try to keep it there.
Mr. Cooper, I'm terribly sorry to have kept your party waiting. Your table is ready now.
Thank you.
Evening, ma'am.
Mr. Dobson?
Yep.
Well, we're honored.
Well, y'all got room for 4 hungry cowboys?
We'll make room. Right this way, please. As it happens, our best table is ready. Will this be all right?
Well, that's just lovely.
Well, enjoy your meal, gentlemen.
You gave them our table.
You should have moved faster, Mr. Cooper. You blew it.
Hank who? Hank Dobson. Dobson Oil, Dobson Airlines, Dobson Synthetics.
He looks even taller than he did on the cover of Newsweek. And a lot prettier.
Air Freight, Dobson Synthetics. You know, my daddy works for him.
You're kidding.
Well, ain't no big deal. Everybody in Texas works for the man.
Well, I'm working for him now. He's at my table.
Mr. Dobson.
They say he's worth over $3 billion.
You think he's got it on him? The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas reminds me of the one I love. Deep in the heart of Texas.
So how do you know Dobson's not married? I saw him on an early morning talk show. He's America's most eligible bachelor. Do you know he owns 200 pairs of cowboy boots? 200 pairs of boots? I wonder if I could get them all under my bed.
Nancy, I was just about to take Mr. Dobson's order.
I know. I got there just in time. In my haste to make Mr. Dobson comfortable, I unwittingly seated him at your table. Cassie, I want you to wait on Mr. Dobson.
Great. Oh, no. He sat in my section and he's mine.
I've made my decision.
But Miss Beebe.
Dot, kiss off. Howard, I was given 2 tickets to the symphony. Would you care to go with me?
I hate music.
I was also given 2 seats for the Dodger game.
Are they together?
I love it when you play hard to get.
Dot, honey, do you mind if I wait on Mr. Dobson? I mean, you know, he's from Texas and I'm from Texas, and it'd be so nice to talk to somebody without an accent.
Nancy gave him to Cassie.
Cassie, honey, do you mind if I wait
Yes. Amy, it's the way Nancy wants it. And you two shouldn't be making such a big deal about this. I mean, he's a millionaire, but he's just another customer. Come on, Cassie, I'll help you serve that.
First down to Rosie's and then to the card house. Got shot in the chest and I'm dying today.
Been dying all week. You gentlemen ready to order?
Say, you think your piano player'd mind playing the song for my friend here?
For this kind of money, he'd let you shoot at his feet.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Dobson. I couldn't help but notice from across the room that there's a speck in one of your ice cubes. I'm surprised Cassie didn't see it. I'll get you a fresh glass of water right away.
Now, who was that little lady?
She's our spec checker. Would you like to order?
Excuse me, Mr. Dobson, but my daddy would never forgive me if I didn't stop by and say hi. Hi.
Your daddy?
Hal Tompkins.
Hal Tompkins.
He cleans the fat drains at your meat plant in Snyder.
Well, isn't it a small world? Well, you be sure to say hi to your daddy for me.
You can count on that. And listen, next time you're in Snyder...
Amy, your party at table 6 is starting to look anorexic. Thanks, Jan. Anytime. Mr. Dobson, I read that Newsweek story about the Justice Department dropping its monopoly charges against Dobson Industries. How'd you do that?
Jan, Mr. Dobson has a request for Sonny.
My pleasure. We'll talk later.
Before anybody else gets here, would you like to take a shot at soup or salad?
Well, another request from our good friends at table 2.
Why aren't you singing?
If I knew the words, you think I'd be doing this to my tongue? $50.
50, 51, 52.
Please.
Ladies, this evening was such a resounding success that Dobson Industries has reserved the whole restaurant for tomorrow evening.
Doesn't that beat all?
No, this beats all. They've also reserved Cassie.
What?
You're to come as Mr. Dobson's date.
And you said okay?
Did I?
Nancy, I make my own dates. You can't put me on the menu just because some rich bozo waves his gold card.
You mean you're declining the invitation to Mr. Dobson's party?
I didn't say that. This happens to be a great-looking rich bozo.
This is like something out of a fairy tale. Nancy, if you had let me wait on him, I'd be his date.
Dot, we're talking fairy tales here, not science fiction.
I just don't think it's right, Cassie being the only one invited to the party tonight. Yeah. The trouble with the story of Cinderella is that nobody ever looks at it from the ugly stepsister's point of view.
Come on, Dot.
Come on, Jan, you feel the same way.
I do not. I'm very happy for Cassie. The only thing that concerns me is that this could lead to feelings of envy, resentment, blind anger, and all the other things that kept me awake last night.
Can I keep my stuff in the empty locker?
Sure.
You want to know something? I can't stand myself.
There's a lot of that going around.
Sure, I got more in tips from Dobson last night than I did New Year's Eve, but I feel used. I've always believed that the one thing a lounge act should have is integrity. I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande. Yahoo!
Are we gonna have to look at that all night? Hopefully, the first time he goes for a high note, he'll get a short in his integrity.
Hi. What do you think?
You look great. Anybody would look good in that dress.
Well, ladies, our company has arrived. Well, come on, girls, let's go. Well, Cassie, that's a lovely dress.
Thanks.
What did you do? Mug Joan Collins?
Deep in the heart of, deep in the heart of, deep in the heart of T-E-X-A. Gonna handle with an S.
Nancy, what is this? I thought there was going to be a room full of people out there.
Oh, so did I. You can imagine my dismay when he showed up alone. But my anxiety was quelled by his extravagant advance payment.
You mean it's just him and me?
That's about the size of it.
All of this was meant for me. For me. I was in the right place at the right time. It was destiny. It was my table. And then along came that underhanded, conniving dragon lady. And I mean that in the nicest possible way.
Well, hi, Cassie.
Hank? Is this the Texas version of a cozy dinner for two?
Well, I had the feeling that you might like somebody waiting on you for a change.
Well, I have the feeling that you're buying me dinner in hopes of getting breakfast.
Does that worry you?
Sure does. I'm out of eggs.
Thank you.
Ooh, nice touch. Why, thank you, Miss Beebe. Hank, having all these people wait on me is making me very uncomfortable. How about letting them all go except for one?
Fine by me.
With tips, of course.
Of course.
Very well. Which one of the girls would you like to stay?
Well, you've gotten off to such a great start. We'll stick with you.
You want me to wait on you?
You have a problem with that?
Absolutely not. I'll dismiss the girls and bring your shrimp cocktail. Cassie, tonight you're Cinderella. Tomorrow you're dog meat.
I thought you went home.
Got a logjam exam tomorrow. This is usually a great place to study.
All right.
Something tells me you're having a terrific time.
I found him, Jan.
Come on, Cassie, you just met this guy.
I know. So why am I feeling this way? Something very special about him.
Yeah, $3 billion.
Oh, I wouldn't care if you only had $3 million. Come on, Jan, you know it's not the money. Look, I know taking over the whole place was a grandstand play, so I should be taking shots, right? Well, but not this time. I don't want to keep him at a safe distance. I don't want the upper hand. No games.
I just don't want you to get hurt, that's all. This guy's got a reputation. Slow down a little.
I don't want to slow down. I've never felt this way before. If I'm making a fool of myself, I really don't care. Jan, I am so happy. I feel like I want to cry, me.
Great. Now we're both gonna cry. I just don't want you to get hurt, that's all.
Well, you know, comes the right time, you have to take that chance.
Right. You get out there.
Okay. How do I look?
You never looked prettier, Cassie.
Thank you, Jan.
It's okay. Have fun.
Will somebody be sure to tell me when they leave?
Is Cassie here?
Why? Is her dinner ready?
If you're referring to last night, I'll admit I harbored some resentment at first. But the resentment went bye-bye when I received a tip in excess of $200.
That could have been mine.
Any calls?
Oh, were you expecting a call?
All day.
Oh, he hasn't called? Maybe he's just like all the rest.
No, all the rest called. Don't give me that look.
What look?
What look? You know the look.
If I knew the look, would I ask what look?
Yeah, I told you so look.
I gave you that look.
There it is again.
That isn't I told you so, that's what you expect.
Hey, I know he usually dates movie stars and high society. I'm not kidding myself. This was just one for the memory bank.
Cassie, it's time to get dressed.
Thank you.
There's the most beautiful endangered species I've ever seen.
Mr. Dobson had it delivered this afternoon.
Would have been cheaper to make a phone call. You'll need this for the weekend when you're showing me San Francisco.
San Francisco?
On the subject.
Hank? Well, if Nancy hadn't gotten in my way, Hank and I would be celebrating our 2-week anniversary.
I can't believe it's lasted this long. They've seen each other every night.
Billionaire and a waitress. Talk about your long shots. Well, no wonder it's lasted this long. She goes along with everything he says.
Listen, I hate to ask this, but Hank wants to take me to Houston this weekend.
I'm already scheduled to work.
Me too.
I can't. Jan, I'm off Saturday, so if you could just fill in for me on Friday night.
Cassie, we've been filling in for you like crazy, which is okay. I'm glad to do it. But Friday night isn't possible. It's the night of Ellen's school play. There's only one performance. I can't miss it.
But what'll I tell Hank?
Tell him no.
What do you mean, no? This is not some dentist we're talking about here. This is a once-in-a-lifetime, and I don't want to louse it up. Besides, you can't say no to Hank.
I can say no to you. I just did. No.
I thought you were my friend.
That works two ways.
Well, thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
Jan, you okay?
Yes. No. She's getting just as pushy as her boyfriend.
Back home, they say a man rides a horse long enough, he begins to look like him. One sole almondine and hold the almonds.
Like in cheeseburger, hold the cheese? Sole almondine without almonds is just plain sole.
Yeah, but we don't have just plain sole on the menu.
That's right.
So what do I tell the customer?
Tell them there are no almonds on the lamb.
How long are we going to go on not talking to each other? I'm sorry about last night.
It's okay.
I actually was afraid to say no to him. I was beginning to think that he had to have everything his way or forget it. But no problem. Because when I told him I couldn't get Friday off, he said not to worry.
I'm glad.
Ladies, there's a revised schedule. Now, please check it before you leave.
Why, Nancy, what lovely pearls.
Don't suck up, Dot.
What is this? I'm not supposed to work tomorrow night.
Bad news for Jan, good news for Cassie. You're not on the schedule. Guess you can go to Houston after all.
Funny how things worked out.
Wait a minute, I had nothing to do with this.
Well, I really couldn't care less because I'm going to Ellen's play tomorrow night.
What is Nancy gonna do when Jan doesn't show up for work?
Who knows? All that really matters is that Hank Dobson gets his weekend in Houston, right, Cassie? Hi. What are you doing here?
I work here.
No, wait a minute. What about Ellen's play?
Well, when I cooled off, I realized I can't afford to quit. But I did spend the day papering the town with my resume.
How could Cassie have done it? She knew how important Ellen's play was to you. Of course, I can see how she might think a weekend in Houston with an unmarried millionaire could seem more important than a little school play. I mean, they're just kids. How good could it be?
Jan, I thought you were going to Ellen's play.
I thought you were going to Houston.
We were both wrong. Well, you want to be late? Get out of here.
What happened?
Well, I told Hank I wasn't going. He said I was. I said something. He said something. I think you call it an argument. But it's okay, no problem, because we're going to have a great time making up.
Oh, no, he's gonna buy her jewelry.
Thank you. It's okay. Give the kid a hug for me.
Oh, I'm gonna go call her, tell her I'm on my way. She'll be so excited.
Oh, now that you saw you said all those things about Cassie.
Thanks, Amy.
That's okay, Dot. Whatever you said, I deserved.
I know.
Hey, Cassie. Let's go, sweetheart. We don't want that plane taking off without us.
I told you last night I wasn't going to Houston.
We both said things last night that we didn't mean.
Oh, Hank, be reasonable. Can't we go next weekend?
Is there a problem?
No, nothing I can't handle.
Cassie, I don't know why you insisted on showing up, especially since Mr. Dobson went to so much trouble to change your schedule.
Really? Last night you said you had nothing to do with it. And I told you going to Houston would mess things up for a friend of mine.
Now, Cassie, I didn't get to be who I am by letting people say no to me.
Well, I didn't get to be who I am by jumping through hoops.
Honey, you're making too much of this. Come on.
Oh, no, I'm not. You went behind my back to Nancy and then you lied about it. And if you'd lie about that, then you'd lie about anything. It's not what I want.
Do you have any idea what you're giving up?
Yeah. I'm giving up a man who walks all over people. No wonder you need 200 pairs of boots. Hit the trail, cowboy.
Cassie, I know that was very hard for you to do, but in the long run, you're going to be much better off.
Are you crazy? Man's a multimillionaire. I always dreamed of marrying a rich guy. It never dawned on me I'd have to like him.
Understand, Cassie, I never liked him either. Should have been decent enough to leave the coat.
You really blew it, kid. You wound up with nada. All Nancy did was change the schedule. And she got a string of pearls.